Good morning. Oh my God. It's Sunday morning and I'm dressed. I've got makeup on. I don't even know who I am right now. This is what you guys are doing to me. Oh, I need to sort that out. That's going to really irritate me. I don't even know what is going on. This is not me. Normally I'm still in bed like the Queen at this time on a Sunday morning. Hi, Mel. You're going to just have to excuse this. I've made the effort to get dressed, put clothes on and put a bit of makeup on because we're going to be putting these videos on YouTube afterwards. So I want to be, morning Jenny, I want to be sort of, at least trying to look reasonably presentable. Hi Sandy, is everyone all right? Right, so day 5. I'm going to cover up that number of people watching because you would not believe how much that puts me off. It's insane. And honestly, I feel like, morning Emma, I feel so much better when I've got that number covered up. I just wish I couldn't see it. Okay, so let's do this. I'm really excited about today. I just messaged Lisa and I said I feel like each day has got a real, I'm going to swipe you guys across. I just said to Lisa, I feel like each day's got a real specific message and I feel really confident that we've kind of broken it down and each day gives you a specific thing to look at that's going to build in to something. I'm really, really excited. So today I want to talk about who do we bring into our teams? So obviously on day 3, I spoke about how we can put ourselves out there and how we can go out and find those people. Like, where do we find those people to bring into our teams and who the Sensi opportunity could work for, which was great. You guys were amazing. The feedback was brill, and it looks like it's sort of given people like a whole load of new ideas. Absolutely fantastic. And then yesterday, Lisa did the most amazing video. If you haven't watched it yet, watch it yesterday about attraction marketing. It was just, I loved it. Absolutely loved it. So, and that's about attracting people to you, about how you can use the platforms we have and yourself, how you carry yourself and how you can attract people to you. But now, what we want to do is be a little bit more specific about the who, okay? And obviously we know we don't discriminate. Sensi doesn't discriminate anyone. Sensi can literally fit into anyone's life. Anyone. We know that. We know that it can be any gender, any age, any profession, any lifestyle. We know that. We know that the opportunity is there for everybody. But obviously, we've spoke about wearing your opportunity goggles, so you can be out there listening. You can be out there listening and looking for those times where you hear people say something that you can think, right, Sensi can solve a problem for them. And that's great. But what we want to do, what the idea of this is, that we really, really feel passionately about, we should be putting as much effort into building our teams as we are, sharing the opportunity, sharing the business, as we are sharing the product. I am guilty of it. I imagine most of us are guilty of it. We spend far more time sharing the product than we do sharing the opportunity. So we want you guys to be more aware of that and dedicate time and, make the effort to actually growing your team as much as you do. Make it 50-50 as much as you do selling the product. That's really annoying me. I'm so sorry. Anyway. So we want you to be making the effort. So as with growing your team, as much as you are sharing the product, it's if you want to unlock that unlimited income, if you want the most to help as many people as you can and the most incredible opportunity, then you need to be, there is a far more potential in growing a team. So we want you to make that a priority. Okay, so what we want to do is talk a little bit specifically about who we're going to talk to when we're having these conversations, because the idea now is you guys are going to be putting far more effort into growing your team. You're going to be dedicating much more time into growing your team. And we want you to think about who you're talking to, okay? Like I said, we don't discriminate anyone. There is literally sensitive and fit for anyone. But when you're firing out posts on social media, if you're not specific with who you're talking to, the chances are nobody's going to connect with that post. Nobody's going to think, wow, that could be a great opportunity for me. If you're just sharing the opportunity to every single person on every single genre or gender or age or anything, no one is going to connect with that post because it's just far too open. There's just not that thing that's going to connect with somebody. You're just shooting in the dark. And if you're just asking everybody, could you be interested in the opportunity when you're having the conversations? Could you be interested in the opportunity? But you've got no real reason as to why they could be interested in the opportunity. Then again, it's not going to connect with that person. It's about making those connections. Those connections are absolute gold. Okay, so let's talk about where you start. Right, not everyone's gonna like this, and I know they're not, but we say it all the time. And I'm going to give you, hopefully, some info that really opens your eyes as to why we all need to be doing this. And we've all got this relationship. You need to be asking your customers. Your customers should be your first port of call when you're talking about the opportunity. When you're sharing the opportunity, your customers should be those first people. Every single customer should know that they could join the business. Every single customer should have that knowledge that they could. They don't have to have joined, but they need to know that they could. And they need to know why they should join. So I know people worry about their PRV. PRV is like a whole other training, and I did see a comment on that yesterday. And what I'll do is I'll have a chat with Lisa, and we'll maybe make a post with some great PRV trainings in there, because that's like a whole other training. We're not talking about that right now. But when they get the products, they see how amazing they are. They're getting that connection with the company. They're seeing that the products are far superior to anything else out there on the market. They're getting that connection with the company. They've had that connection with you. You could just, when they tell you how amazing it is, there you go. You've got your opening. You don't have to go straight in, but you've got your opening as to why they should join. Okay. So I'm going to give you an example now. So there's a lovely lady in here, Gemma Webb. Gemma Webb was my customer. She bought from me. I think she spent about £80 on my first order, which was amazing. I loved it. But I had that connection with Gemma because I'd known her previously, obviously. We instantly started talking about the opportunity, instantly. And this was in the February. Gemma bought from me a few times after that, quite a few times. And I kept talking to her about the opportunity, but she kept ignoring me, as she will admit. She did. She kept ignoring me. My messages were just chilling in her inbox for weeks on end. But I was still there like, Gemma, you are crazy. Why are you not doing this? Like, I could see she loved the products. I could see why Gemma would be amazing at this. I could see she had a great network. I could see she had great social media skills, but she just couldn't see it. She couldn't see it for herself. She didn't believe in herself, which is half the battle when we're talking to people. People don't believe in themselves. They are, how many people say, oh, I can't sell things. Like, we all know that. Or perhaps they have this perception of the whole direct selling MLM thing. That's our job, to educate people on the truth behind it and not obviously all the myths. So anyway, Gemma left me. She did buy regularly from me, but when it came to me asking her about joining the opportunity, it took her 6 months. July the 1st, 2017, so 6 months after I joined, a new kit was released. It had the butterfly atrium. I don't know if any of you guys can remember that, but it had the butterfly atrium free with the kit. I remember it like it was yesterday. I can remember where I was sat on my settee and everything when I got the email. And Gemma finally joined. She was I was absolutely chuffed to bits. She was excited, but she finally joined. Since Gemma has joined, she joined me as a sponsor. Since she's joined, right? So as a customer, I've kind of roughly wrote down on average, it was about £30 a month that she was spending. Okay. That is, so what's that? Roughly £6 commission a month from if Gemma had remained a customer of mine. Since Gemma joined my team in July 2017, My personal commission from Gemma being my frontline has been over £20,000 just from Gemma joining. I've earned over £20,000 just from Gemma joining my team. Okay, just from that one customer that I saw more potential in her being a consultant than a customer. My commissions have been over £20,000 from her. She would have, between her, and even if she'd had a party and she'd introduced all her friends, between all of them, I would have needed to sell over 100,000 PRV just to her and her friends to make that kind of money. That is insane, absolutely insane. Gemma's given me permission to share this, and she did say that I need to start doing her ironing for her, but we thought that was quite funny. But yeah, it just blew my mind, the potential of what you can do when you ask somebody the huge potential of having someone on your team as opposed to a customer. Team members are far more valuable to your personal business than customers are. And then not only that, but when I look at what that's given Gemma, she has earned every single incentive trip. She's been on a Mediterranean cruise. She's got, and she's absolutely changed her life, completely changed her life. Like, that means more to me than that £20,000. But that £20,000 is there for you guys to see the potential. But that means so much more to me, what Gemma has achieved because she joined, and I've been able to show sponsor her and show her the business. Like, I feel absolutely overwhelmed with that. It's incredible. Okay, so that's Gemma. And then, so customers, you need to be talking to your customers. I really, really hope that's made you guys realise the potential of asking your customers, and hope it helps you see further than your own PRV for that month. I know sometimes somebody will say like, oh, well, I've got this customer and quite a few of her friends buy from me. If they stop, then I'm going to lose loads of PRV. You can always go find more customers. The customers are always going to be there. Consultants are not so easy to find. They're really not. So some other examples are, so obviously you've got your customers. Some other examples are, we've got a list. We made kind of a little list about things that we can go to. So for example, crafting for me, I used to be a crafter. Before I joined Sensi, I was a crafter. And my sponsor is a crafter. The person who brought me into the business is a crafter. And I have now, in my business, I have 7 frontline directors. So 7 people who I've brought into the business who are promoted to director. 5 of them were crafters, 5 of them. One of them was a really good crafting friend's sister. So that just shows, because I was a crafter and because I was targeting posts at this audience of crafters, they joined. And it's transformed my business. So when I used to talk about my crafting versus, so my posts were crafting versus how Sensi was sort of helping me. They were seeing me, my Sensi business sort of take over my crafting business. Because I'll tell you now, crafting is hard slog, like seriously hard slog. You think that you hard work, I used to work till like 4 in the morning, but they were seeing my life. And they were seeing that when I was posting, I was talking about my crafting business and how I was able to sort of slow down on what I was doing there because I could focus more on Sensi. So I was targeting people who were looking at my posts for crafters and thinking, God, I could do that. Like, I'm working really hard. And then there's this other opportunity out there. So you think about, and a lot of people in my team, not just my frontline directors, you think about what you do, what you're interested in, and what what people can relate to. I know another SSD in Region 2, she was a military wife, and I know a lot of her directors are military people and military wives, because you've got that connection with them, because you know them, because you've got that network with them. It's a great place to start. It really is a great place to start. So and another thing, when I look at I've got, in total, I think we've got 10 directors in my downline, and they are all mums. So that's another thing. They're all mums. The mum community is huge. It is absolutely huge. So there's such a huge scope for there, like showing you when you're targeting your post, like, are you a mom looking for something else, something for you, something to help you find you again? Because it does. Like, I was a mom and I was a crafter, but I just kind of felt like, Scentsy gave me back again. It gave me my confidence back again. Like, I could literally sit and tell you all day about what Scentsy's done for me. And I had so many of, and obviously all like my other directors, so many of my team have found themselves again through Scentsy. It's absolutely incredible. So we know we've got that other audience of who we can talk to. There's a million more. So another, Lisa came up with some ideas. Okay, so we could talk about people who love home fragrance. Like, you see that person who's using a candle all the time, like who's always posting pictures of in the bath with a candle, or posting a picture of everything that's got a Yankee candle in it. There's another great audience. Like, ditch the candle, join the home fragrance revolution. Even if they just buy from you, you've then got that relationship to move into them joining your team. So there's people who love home fragrance. So just be specific. When you're talking, when you're posting, just be specific. Obviously, mums, people who are looking for a job change, like, you know, you can, this one's quite a wide one where you can say, are you, you know, with people who are stuck in a rut with what they're doing, you could say, you can connect with them on that level, that people want to do something different, people are looking for a new opportunity. There we go, we've got a great opportunity here that they can build up while they're sort of in their current job. They can build it up until, obviously, you know, that income can surpass, and then the opportunities are endless. Mums on maternity, that's another one. A lot of people join when they're on maternity leave. There's a huge intake of new consultants who are on maternity leave because they don't want to go back to work. They do not want to go back to work. They've got this lovely baby. They want to be at home with their baby, and they don't want to be having to go back to work and leave someone else looking after them. I know that. That's exactly why I started my crafting business up, because I didn't want to go back to work. Stay-at-home mums, so mums who are, you know, they're at home, they could do with something else to do, they just want me back, they want their own income, they want, you know, something to focus on. Like, having something to focus on is absolutely incredible. We know how lonely it can be when you're at home with the kids all the time. Having this little outlet, it can just be an incredible thing for people. It really can. So there's that, and it gets them out with the kids. You know, who wants to meet up at the soft play, and I'll bring my testers. You know, there's so many different things that stay-at-home mums can do. So there's that great network as well. Hairdressers, beauticians, they have got like the perfect clientele to come in and see. Obviously they can't sell from the shop, but you know, they could have a stand up, anything like that. Maybe someone has a salon at home. They could be like, there's an absolute great idea of targeting people who have their own beauty businesses and nail businesses, hairdressers, whatever. You know, they've got a great network. They've got people constantly coming in the door, which is something that, like, stay-at-home mums, obviously, we know that we're fighting for the newsfeed. We're fighting to be shown in the newsfeed. But they have got this constant stream of people coming through that they can connect with. They can come in to their salon and smell it. Like, let the smell and do the selling. It's absolutely insane the amount of potential people in those lines of work have. It's incredible. Right, I'm just going to swipe the comments back on. I know they don't catch up there. Last time when I swiped them back on, the comments didn't actually load until after I'd come off. So it's pretty pointless. But that, I really hope that helps. Like, so what we're trying to say is, when you're posting, when you're talking, be specific. Think specifically. When you're dedicating time in your day to growing your team, be specific who you're reaching out to. Don't just shoot in the dark. You know, it's just, it may bring something back, but it's unlikely. You need to be specific. Yeah, most of my frontline have been customers. Actually, not all of them. A few of them have just like joined, but the majority have been customers, and who I've obviously had that joint conversation with. So just, you've got that, like any of your customers, you've instantly got that to go work on. Like, think carefully. Do they know, oh God, honestly, do they know that the opportunity is there to join? Because I know for a fact that several people you just want to sell, and that's absolutely fine. But what will then happen? Like, imagine if I'd not spoken to Gemma. Imagine if I'd not spoken to Gemma about joining. Imagine I hadn't. Imagine someone else had done and she'd joined someone else's team. Gemma's got a huge team now. Imagine if anyone else had spoken to any of her team and they'd joined someone else because Gemma hadn't joined, because I hadn't asked her. That one conversation can literally change everything. And I know you don't want them to think that you just want them to join your team. Like, I know that, but you've got to make it about them. You've got to tell them why they should, you should just, how simple is it to just, you love the products, people come in your house, they smell it, they love it. Like, how simple is it for them to just sign up as a consultant for 85 quid and then share the products themselves and then commission on it? Like, how simple is it? You don't have, not everybody has to come in and be a rock star. Like, that's one of the things that we really, really wanted to stress as well. Like, you don't have to, when it comes to sponsoring, not everybody has to come in and obviously do what Gemma's done. Not everybody has to do that. You need those people who just want to do it as a hobby. They are as valuable to your business as the people who want to do this and change their entire life. Like, they are really valuable. If you're in here, if you're in this group, I really hope that your focus is on changing your life and helping others change theirs too, because the opportunity is there, and I hope that's why you're here. But please don't ever be disappointed if someone joins your team and they've got no interest in that. You know, they've got absolutely fine. It's completely up to them. Remember, it isn't about you. It's not their job to get you promoted. It's not their job to make you get paid at title. It is your job to do all those things. It's all down to you, who like your promotions, what title you get paid at, whether you're getting paid off your team is, you know, like if say you bring in somebody and they promote to the same rank of you, it's down to you. It's not down to them. It's not their responsibility. Their job is to come in and make the most of this business, whatever they want it to do for them. And it's your job to guide them and support them as much as you can with whatever it is they want to do. And hopefully inspire them for more. Hopefully you will inspire them for more. But yeah, I really hope that's given you guys some ideas on what you can do and who you can start targeting when you're posting, when you're having conversations. Perhaps you're going to think about, so dedicate some time this week to who you're going to be reaching out to. Honestly, it really helps when you've got an idea in mind of who you're talking to. It helps you write your posts. It helps you have your conversations. Everything just feels a little bit easier when you don't just think, oh, I need to tell everyone about this opportunity. When you just think, oh, I'm just hoping to reach out to this person on this particular post, and then on this particular post, or this particular thing. So maybe you're going to do a post to reach out to all the mums in your network, and then you think, right, actually, I'm going to reach out to some of the local salons, particularly the ones that are good on social media, because some salons are amazing on social media. I'm going to reach out to them and talk to them about it as well. You know, there's whatever you decide to do from this live, I really hope it makes you do some actions, because actions equal results. Okay, so activities for today are obviously watch today's live, and feedback, any feedback in the comments. We love a bit of feedback, so please give us it. It really helps. And now we want you to dedicate some time to growing your team. Okay, we really want you to dedicate some time now, and I know loads of you have been, but we really mean it now. We want you to now start focusing on who you're going to be talking to. So I want you to think of 3 different types of people. Okay, so it sounds a bit like vague, that types of people, but I mean like 3 categories. I want you to think of the 3 categories. They don't have to be ones I've suggested. I kind of hope you all come up with your own anyway, because that is obviously a great, like you're all going to have your own ideas on this. So I want you to think of 3 categories, and I want you to start working on reaching out to the 3 different categories in whichever way seems suitable for you. So perhaps it's a Facebook post, an Instagram post, a Facebook story, an Instagram story, Twitter, Snapchat. Totally don't get them at all. Not even going to pretend I do. Maybe it's going to a salon, just walking in, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, just do it and walk in, smile on your face, showing your business, be excited, whatever it is you do. We just want you to think of 3 categories, and we want you to start obviously using dedicating time to growing your team within those 3 categories. Okay? Does that make sense? I will do obviously another post like we have done every other day. I'll do another post on the activities too. So if you need any help, if you want any ideas or anything like that, if there's anything more we can do, we will try as hard as we can to help everybody. And if you see anybody, I mean, God, you guys are freaking amazing. But if you see anybody needing help, please, please, please don't think that you can't, like, help them. Like, it means the world to us. But it's actually heartwarming when I see other people that, not me and Lisa, helping each other out. I mean, obviously there's lots of directors in here as well from both mine and Lisa's groups, and obviously Lisa's wider group as well. There's lots of other directors. So please, 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 like, help each other out. It means the world. And those connections will really help you grow. And they'll really help your personal development. Like, I know for a fact, like, I talk to my my team all the time. I literally love talking to them, and it feeds my energy into my business because I've been talking to them and we're batting ideas around. Like, it really feeds my energy. So yeah, but we're on half term now, so struggling to keep up a bit with the kids, but I plan to dedicate some time to focusing on sponsoring. Yeah, that's amazing, Debbie. That's it. That's what I'm guilty for it as well. Like, I am guilty for not actually putting any time aside into growing my team. I'm really, really guilty for that. Obviously, we're hoping that your recruitment, not recruitment, I hate that word, that your opportunity goggles are on all the time, so that when you're out and about, when you're in Asda's, when you're in the school playground, you've got them on and you're obviously aware that opportunities are going to crop up when you least expect them, because they really do. Like, I promise you. Joanna Cantwell in here, she is one of the opportunities who came into my business, and I literally did not expect it, and she's been phenomenal. But we want you to also make sure you are putting time aside into growing as well, not just selling, growing your team as well, because it's so valuable. Okay, we are all guilty for it. I promise you, we're all guilty for it, but we want to change that. We want to completely change how people look at this, and we want people to remember that selling and sponsoring should be 50-50. Okay? I hope that was all right. And I hope that you guys are having a nice Sunday. How long have I been talking for? I don't actually know. Right, I'm going to go because I'm cooking for 10 today, and I'm not a great cook, so that should be interesting. All right, bye.